Let's talk more now about the team that President-elect Trump is assembling, which especially includes Elon Musk being put in charge, along with Vivek Ramaswamy, to streamline government agencies, some of which regulate his companies. For more, let's bring in CNBC's Steve Kovach. Also with us is Wedbush's Dan Ives, who mentions, Dan, that his influence at the White House you think will be a game changer for Tesla. And maybe we should start there with kind of the immediate kind of investable implications of all this. Some might say, hey, this is now a major distraction for Musk, but he's shown himself to have a pretty wide berth.
It's a poker move for the ages for Musk, because autonomous now is going to get accelerated, I think, potentially 2 to 3 years. The AI, that's the key piece. For Tesla, I think that's worth $1 trillion alone. And when you look on the federal agency side, look, essentially, federal agencies were the teachers. Musk was the student. Say he was in detention. Now he becomes the principal. So as this all plays out now, it's a huge sort of seat at the table. And for Musk and Tesla, I view this as a game changer from unlocking value, but especially Musk's influence is not going to stop here. I expect more of it, especially when it comes to China and AI.
So let me just sort of stop you right there. So on the issue of autonomous and AI, this might be something involving NHTSA, the agency, for instance. You know, he's talking about going in and trying to cut $2 trillion of federal spending. You're reading this as somehow directly affecting what NHTSA might do on that front? I mean, just connect those dots for me.
I think there'll be a knock on the door for NHTSA, and it's Musk who's sitting there. And look, and ultimately, this is just the start. And I think, Kelly, that's what the stock's starting to reflect, is that the autonomous piece, which is really what I view as the key from an AI perspective for Tesla. That's why you really own it here, $1 trillion of value. Now that starts. That's get accelerated. And what you're going to see now, it's not just about autonomous. Even when it comes to China tariffs, I do believe there will be a Tesla carve out there along with Apple and some others.
Interesting.
So the point, anyone that thought Musk...
So for you, you don't see this really, or let's put it differently, whether or not Musk's real goal is to cut government spending significantly, you think he has just a direct kind of... intention when it comes to more quickly deploying the technology the companies, because it seems to a lot of us, and Steve, I'm curious for your take on this, that they're still trying to get this technology ready for prime time.
I mean, to me, I think part of why it's not been prime time is because regulatory, it's been that spider web. This is going to accelerate that. And now, ultimately, when that knock comes and it's Musk, it changes the whole story for Tesla. And again, Musk goes from, he was iced out, right? He was from Biden administration. And now, ultimately, you're coming into his office.
Steve, that said, it's not a direct government role. It's an advisory role, which is why he doesn't have to divest anything.
That's a super important caveat here, is that this is an outside role. He is not going to be able to slash and burn directly in the way that he's maybe been saying he could do. $2 trillion aren't just going to be wiped off the map immediately. What can happen here is he can advise the president if there are some things that Trump, once he's in office, can do via executive order. Yes, that could happen. But we had the senator from Tennessee on Squawk Box this morning saying these are going to have to come to Congress. We're going to have to approve all these spending cuts. Remember the commission Obama put together in his first term about reducing the fiscal commission? That never went anywhere because Congress did not have the appetite to do it. On the NHTSA front, that is also an important thing. He's been battling with NHTSA for a while over full self-driving, which is not full self-driving, by the way, that term that they keep using. It's an assistive driving feature. And also the technology is just not there. If you go to San Francisco right now, you can whip out your phone, call a Waymo. That's an Alphabet company. Yep. It works. There's no driver there. It uses a different kind of technology than what Tesla's trying to do. Tesla is all about using cameras around the car and using artificial intelligence to interpret what's going on. Mm-hmm. That has not proven to be as good yet as LiDAR. It'll get there, but it's not there yet. Waymo uses LiDAR and cameras.
LiDARs are more of
they're like radars.
The radars,
those little spinny things you've seen on the top of the cars.
It boils down to being able to kind of see around the parked car, the kids running out.
So maybe loosening up the regulations does help that kind of stuff. But keep in mind, part of the reason why these Robotaxi ambitions have not come to light yet, I mean, Musk has been talking about this for 6 or 7 years now, is because the technology isn't up to speed yet from some of these rivals.
I would just say to his point, great point, 5 years ago, they said Tesla was never going to really be profitable. Then they said never would get to 100, 200,000 deliveries a year. Now we're talking about 2 million. When it comes to robotaxis, it's a matter of when, not if. And I believe this gets accelerated, and that's why Musk, and you're seeing it in the stock, they have had issues. But the game changes now for Tesla for Musk. And look, there will clearly be noise out there. How is he going to balance everything? As a Tesla investor, you want to see him more involved. He's going to have a strong seat at the table, a whisperer, especially in that White House.
Quickly on the technological piece of this. So let's say the administration is a little bit more relaxed about the arrival of all of these technologies, would seem to benefit Waymo. There's a lot of implications maybe for Uber, some of the others down the line. I take it we're not going to allow Chinese autonomous driving in this country. But Dan, does it actually heighten the competitive landscape for Tesla if, to Steve's point, this technology that they're deploying doesn't seem as effective as the Waymo on the market?
Well, I think on two sort of areas. One, EV tax credits are done, which is a huge gut punch for the Detroit, GM, Ford, and others. That ultimately negative for EV, positive for Tesla when it comes to scale and scope. Autonomous perspective, Waymo will benefit, I could say ultimately Uber and others, but they ultimately want to go down the path that we're seeing in China. China right now is speeding up autonomous, very well known in terms of what's happening. And that's why this will be a huge part of Musk in terms of going after AI and even on some of the Inflation Reduction Act stuff, more toward AI-driven spending, which benefits the hyperscalers, Palantir, and others.
Yeah.
That's why Musk having a seat at the table changes everything for big tech and for Tesla.
And it's not just